Hi, this is Sarah. In this lecture, we will discuss biometry in cataract surgery. Indeed, the learning goals of this presentation are to learn about the role of ocular biometry in the refractive status of cataract patients, to analyze the technology of different biometry devices, and the IOL power calculation formulas, as well as to learn about the contribution of ocular biometry to cataract surgery. Starting with the definition, ocular biometry is the preoperative or intraoperative procedure of the accurate intraocular lens power calculation using the appropriate devices and formulas. It depends on three parameters: the axial length, the keratometry values, and the anterior chamber depth. Modern biometry technologies are used in pseudophakic presbyopic correction. Among them are partial coherence interferometry, optical low coherence reflectometry, optical low coherence interferometry, spectral domain OCT, swept source OCT, and hyperparallel OCT. All the aforementioned biometry technologies are included in the preoperative procedures of presbyopic corrections. However, there is a new biometry technology called intraoperative aberrometry, which performs intraoperative biometry, enabling the surgeon to intraoperatively assess ocular biometric data. First, partial coherence interferometry uses a 780 nanometers infrared laser in a dual beam setup. The eye and the photodetector are located at each leg of the interferometer, and both partial beams are reflected at the corneal surface and the retinal pigment epithelium. The position of the interferometer mirror is known. So, the device can measure the optical length between the corneal surface and the retina. Then, partial coherence interferometry derives the geometric intraocular distance based on the refractive indices of the ocular media such as cornea, aqueous, lens, and vitreous humor with a resolution of 12 microns. Optical low coherence reflectometry uses an 820 nanometers superluminescent diode in a standard Michelson interferometer setup. Optical path length measurements are aligned on the visual axis, and a specialized rotating glass system embedded in the machine changes the optical path length. Apart from the axial length and corneal curvature, optical low coherence reflectometers also calculate the central corneal thickness, lens thickness, retinal thickness, and pupil diameter. In optical low coherence interferometry, axial length is measured with an 820 nanometers superluminescent diode. Anterior chamber depth is measured using a blue light emitting diode horizontal slit projection across the anterior chamber. This technology can also perform corneal topography, including keratometry. These measurements are based on a 24 Placido disc ring reflection, with a working distance of about 8 centimeters. Spectral domain optical coherence tomography enables the measurement of ocular axial dimensions using a conventional OCT system. The scanning light beam passes through ocular structures located along the visual axis. The measurements are performed in 4 measurement windows. Each window is 2.5 mm deep and 3 mm wide. The first window measures the anterior and posterior boundary of the cornea. The second window measures the anterior boundary of the lens. The third window calculates the posterior boundary of the lens, and the fourth window assesses the retina. Swept source OCT uses a wavelength of 1060 nanometers with 20 nanometers bandwidth to obtain a two-dimensional OCT scan. Keratometry values are measured from the OCT image in conjunction with a ring of diameter varying from 2.2 to 3.2 millimeters. In some devices, OCT image is used for white-to-white distance measurement. However, other devices use the reference image to compute the white-to-white distance. The different biometry parameters, from the corneal surface to the retinal pigment epithelium, are measured with the OCT, considering different refractive indices. Swept source OCT technology is the most commonly used method for the preoperative ocular biometry assessment in cataract surgery. Another modern biometry technology is hyperparallel OCT, which is a parallel spectral domain imaging technology particularly well suited to the anterior segment. It uses a two-dimensional grid of 1008 beams to simultaneously image across a wide area of the eye. The anterior volume provides complete three-dimensional biometric information, including lens position, curvature, epithelial thickness, tilt, and axial length. With the change of a detachable lens, hyperparallel OCT can capture high-resolution anterior volumes and, importantly, posterior volume images for preoperative assessment of the posterior segment. Advantageously, the retinal volumes have the same 11.2 mm Nyquist range as the anterior imaging mode. Finally, intraoperative aberrometry is the newest technology in the ocular biometry assessment. The aim of this technology is to accurately calculate the correct intraocular lens power with minimal residual refractive errors with no risk for refractive surprises. One such method is the Optiwave refractive analysis system, which measures phakic, aphakic, and pseudophakic refraction at the time of cataract surgery. Using intraoperative aberrometry, IOL power can be calculated in eyes with previous refractive surgeries. This device also provides a good tool for calculating IOL power in eyes with high astigmatism. ORA works on the principle of Talbot-Moir interferometry. The device projects light onto the retina, and the reflected images pass through the optical system of the eye and then through the gratings of the device at a particular angle and direction. Distortions are converted into wavefront fringes, which are subsequently analyzed with proprietary algorithms and converted into spherical and cylindrical values. The system also takes into account some parameters, such as posterior corneal astigmatism and higher-order aberrations, allowing the surgeon to confirm the IOL power chosen according to preoperative biometry. Now, let's discuss the intraocular lens power calculation. IOL power formulas are mathematical models designed to calculate the IOL power for the eyes undergoing cataract surgery. IOL power calculation depends on axial length and corneal power calculation. The IOL power formulas can generally be divided into three categories. These categories are the vergence, the paraxial ray tracing, and the exact ray tracing formula. However, the creation of new formulas requires a new classification. According to the corresponding literature, the formulas can be divided into three major groups. The first category is the vergence formulas, which can be subdivided based on the lens thickness. The second category is artificial intelligence-based formulas. The third category is ray tracing, which contains the exact and paraxial ray tracing formula. The main feature of this new classification is the use or not of artificial intelligence by the respective power calculation formulas. So, let's analyze each formula category in more detail. First, vergence formulas are based on the calculation of planes using vergence light. The intraocular lens power calculation through these formulas requires calculating the corneal power and the distances among the ocular tissues. The most commonly used vergence formulas are the SRKT, Holiday 1, Hoffer Q, and Hages. Paraxial ray tracing formulas are based on calculating the angles and height of light rates in the paraxial region. The intraocular lens power calculation through these formulas requires the calculation of the radii of corneal curvature, the refractive index, and the distances among the ocular tissues. The Olsen, O formula, and Z-calc are the most commonly used vergence formulas. Exact ray tracing formulas are based on calculating the angles and height of light rates. The difference from the other formulas is that this category is based on the exact refraction, and the aberrations are considered. The intraocular lens power calculation through these formulas requires the calculation of the radii of corneal curvature at each point, the refractive index, and the distances among the ocular tissues. The most commonly used vergence formulas are the Olsen, Oculix, and CSO. Specifically, the Olsen formula uses both exact and paraxial ray tracings of optical light through the refractive media in the eye. It should be mentioned that the operator should choose the formula based on the ocular anatomy of each patient. all available formulas could be used in normal ocular anatomy. Variables that need to be taken into consideration are the axial length and the anterior chamber depth. According to the relevant literature, short eyes show the largest variations in lens power calculation among the available formulas. It becomes clear that modern formulas could achieve the most reliable calculations regardless of ocular anatomy. As it is already mentioned, the right formula should be carefully chosen. As regards monofocal IOLs, a representative study using Tecnis ZCB00 proved that newly developed methods were more accurate than older formulas. As a result, new generation formulas are considered to be the most accurate predictors of postoperative refractions. Regarding short eyes, several studies have been carried out to find the most appropriate formula. In 2023, Villatella and colleagues showed that there is no significant difference between 10 examined formulas. It is interesting that there is a tendency of the EVO 2.0 formula and the Kane formula along with the older Hoffer Q formula to more accurately predict the refractive outcomes in short eyes. Regarding long eyes, an interesting study performed in 2021 compared 9 different formulas for the IOL power calculation. The results showed that the new generation formulas performed better refractive outcomes. Among them are EVO 2.0 and Hages formulas, which showed stable outcomes, regardless of axial length. This study proved that EVO 2.0 formula achieved the highest accuracy in the long axial length group. On the next 2 slides, you can find a few references for further reading. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on biometry in cataract surgery, and please don't forget to run the self-evaluation tests of the lecture.